YouTube, what is up? It's your boy Knowledge here from Gabriel's Little Playground, and I'm joined here today by
Javi.
What's up, man?
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've done a commentary, but Halo 5 has been released.
It's been a couple of days now.
Yeah.
You beat it a couple weeks ago almost.
Yeah, I beat it last week, and I beat it on Legendary too. So I went through the
they got it early.
Thing. Yeah.
You know, I was unfortunately I wasn't on the what is it? How do we do it? I wasn't
Total
scheduled.
Bowl, yeah.
I wasn't scheduled to do this game, so I didn't get to play it.
It's alright
until it came out. I had to wait.
Yeah, you had to wait till release date, but it's fine. It's out. It's 3 years in the making. People have been waiting. The fans have been going crazy. The ad campaigns has had us going, all of us crazy.
Hype.
So we decided we wanted to do a conversation here about the story. So this is full of spoilers.
Yes.
Spoilers left and fucking right. So
we're gonna go through most of the story.
Yeah.
We're gonna go through what we liked, what we didn't like, basically the good, the bad, and the ugly.
The ugly, game. Yeah. So we're gonna separate it in those points: the good, the bad, and the ugly. So we'll start with the good.
Yes.
All right. So the first thing that I want to mention about the good, we're just gonna jump all over the place. We're not gonna go like from beginning to the end of the story. They had the guts. 343 had the guts to make Cortana the enemy, to make her the villain.
Yes.
I know we have a disagreement, but once you understand my plan...
Your plan is we do as you say.
I'm offering people a chance to be more than they are naturally.
Like Dr. Halsey did for me.
No. That monster forced you. This is a gift.
Listen to yourself. Stand down, Cortana.
We'll talk about it more later, but it made a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think it fits with the story. I know not everybody's happy about it, but at the same time, like I said, I just applaud them for having the guts to do it, because they knew and we know, and not everybody's happy about it. So it wasn't an easy decision in my perspective. I don't think that I don't think they were just like, oh yeah, let's just make her the enemy. It's fine. Oh, we're good.
Yeah. And it's definitely gonna be. We know 343 is gonna be having a few more games.
Yeah.
With Halo at least.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
So we know this isn't Cortana's bad for evil. There's no way.
Yeah.
They're gonna do that.
Yeah.
It's setting up like that hero's tale.
Exactly. So and that's what I think makes it good, is because you know that in the end she's gonna be good, unless they really go with a horrible ending, where not horrible as in like the story, but just
it's just horrible that Mike will hate the game. It might still be a great story, but Mike's like,
I don't think she'll go out as a villain and die as the villain. She might, but if she doesn't, it sets up that story to be even better, because this story will make that better. The hero's tale, the fall will make the rise even more epic. So I'm looking at it as a long-term thing. I don't enjoy her like that, like as a villain, but at the same time I see it as a plot device. See it working like that.
Yeah, and the main reason she doesn't work as a villain is because, I mean, this isn't a good or bad. This is just like overall, Master Chief doesn't have a character.
Yeah.
She was the character of Master Chief without really being his character.
Well, we'll get into that in the bad. Okay, we'll get into the bad section. All right, the next part I thought that was pretty good is I think that they did Osiris team good. They actually fleshed out the characters.
I'm sure a lot of people still don't like them.
Yeah, because everybody loves Chief, and I love Chief. But at the same time, those characters were way better done than Blue Team. You didn't know anything about Blue Team.
Yes, I was talking to you about it earlier. It kind of like reminiscent of what Mortal Kombat X did.
Yeah.
Where the Johnny, Sub-Zero, all of them are there.
Yeah.
But they're trying to push the new guys forward, so they're trying to make them look really good.
Yeah, and it's always a fine line to walk for any development, any game developer, because fans are gonna love the old characters so much that they're just gonna reject the new characters no matter what. And of course, they did the smart thing is that they put Buck in there too because everybody loves Buck, and it just kind of eases. Yeah. Cade. Yeah, and so it eases people into that team. Look, at the end of the day, Locke isn't a great character either. He's just a fucking by the book soldier.
But he has Buck.
I figure if God can hear how scared I am, so can everyone else. Locke, you buying the first drink when we're done?
You ask, you buy.
But he has Buck. And they have all these cool little details they put on. Like they have these conversations in game dialogue where they're asking Buck about his romance, or
his romance with his what was it, the military? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, how does it work? Like, how do you guys do it if you guys are separated? He's like, we'll just make it work. Yeah, like it's just and then Buck tells her, it's like, why? Do you have somebody in mind? And she's like, no, like, no, not at all. I was just asking.
I was just...
Yes. So like they have a bunch of cool moments like that where you actually get to know some of their character, whereas with Blue Team you don't know anything. I mean, obviously if you read the books or if you're gonna watch the Fall of Reach animated series, you're gonna know all about them, but that's the expanded universe. That's not this game. And in this game they don't do anything. Nothing. I don't remember now one in-game dialogue.
This is the bad, Mike. This is the bad. We're on the good.
Okay.
Wait. Don't get angry yet.
Okay. the bad is longer than the good part. All right. The next thing was about the AIs turning and kind of becoming self-aware. Let's say.
Time has come to ask, who will accept my offer? Who will help me bring an everlasting peace to the galaxy?
This is Cromwell, shipboard AI, UNSC Melbourne's Pride. I am yours, Cortana.
Colonial Authority AI, Odin.
Governor Slow, the free people of Meridian. I also stand with you, Cortana.
Those are the voices of your children calling to Cortana.
Lycus, shipboard AI, verdant Sumerian.
My allegiance is to. I stand with you, Cortana.
The smart AIs have kind of been self-aware anyway, but but they've always been hampered by rampancy. They only have a short lifespan. They die after 7 years. All right, so I think it was a natural turn for the universe. Do you feel like having the AIs do what they did at the end, like turn on the creators?
Yeah, I mean it's a very common theme in a lot of things. Frankenstein, stuff like that. It's just a common theme. It's like it almost feels like natural progression, which is, it might be a fabricated natural progression. We don't know how it would work. That's what we always look at it though.
Yeah, exactly. We'd have no idea how it would work.
Yeah, exactly. So it's always one of those things that it's such a cliche now, but they did do a good job. Like it's still okay. It's not a horrible.
Yeah, I just feel that it fits into the lore and it makes sense. That's my main thing. Is it's not that threw me off. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like why are they doing that?
There was one part with Roland who doesn't turn.
Yeah.
In the very beginning when they're like talking about taking out Cortana, pretty much.
Yeah.
He's like, whoa, are you guys crazy or something? It's like, and they're like, no, you're out of line. Like, no, she didn't want to die. Like, I understand what she's trying to, why she would think like this.
With her as a threat.
Hey! Is anyone gonna answer me?
You're out of line, Roland.
Yes, sir, but so is everyone else. You created Cortana, Doc, and now you're throwing her out the airlock with these accusations.
Roland.
You think she tricked the Master Chief into abandoning his post? Respectfully, sir, to what end? Why is Cortana the problem? Because she refused to die when she was supposed to?
So she's bad now because she doesn't want to die? Yeah, exactly. And that was a good scene that they put in there to set up what's going to happen later. Even though Roland doesn't turn, like we just said, he still shows
agent, but we don't know.
Yeah, or he might be low-key going to turn on them in Halo 6. Watch out. But he shows that kind of emotion that you don't expect from an AI other than Cortana.
That they don't think they should expect. Like, because, Lasky and even Halsey, not really though, but Lasky is just like, whoa,
you're out of line. Calm down.
Bro, you're an AI. Calm down.
Yeah. No, it's true. Natural progression. I feel like it's a natural fit in the universe. I thought that was a good point.
Yeah, and Cortana makes a very good villain.
Yeah, she does. She does. I think she does. I know some people don't agree, but she really does. The Arbiter is still fucking amazing. You can't just like, everybody loves the Arbiter, and when you see him, you're just like, the fandom, the little fanboy inside of you goes like,
of Arbiter through the whole game.
Those 10 minutes were amazing.
those 10 minutes were amazing. Sanghelios in general was amazing.
It was. It had great art design. I think that's honestly some of the best like maps, missions, environments they've done. And
they're just so those characters like this. How do you say their race? Like, what's the term? Because they're on Sanghelios.
They're Sangeli.
Sangeli, thank you. Okay, I forgot. Okay, but the Sangeli are so interesting. Like it reminded me about like what I like from history and what I don't. I don't like modern history for the most part.
Yeah.
But, like I love ancient history, and they very much seem like this ancient society that of what we've had. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, very similar in like the way they plan things and stuff. They're not extremely advanced, you know what I mean, but they are.
I mean, like it was one of those things where they're extremely advanced technology wise, but I'm not gonna say their thinking is backwards, but it's traditional. They're very attached to their traditions, to their honor code. And it's cool that you see that throughout the missions, and they have all these little, like, you see the statues, ancient statues that are worn down. You see like hieroglyphs when they first met the prophets. Like you see all these little details, and they did a wonderful job with the planet, I think. And they're not that much different from humanity, and that's why people love them. And in the campaign, there is a wonderful moment I remember where they land to help Arbiter and the swords of Sanghelios.
Well, when they're being escorted.
Yeah, like they land to help them.
Yeah, because was it the same part where they're going there for the first time, right?
Yeah.
So they're not going to help them. They're just going to talk to them. They want to talk to the Arbiter, but the Arbiter's in a fight.
They're in a fight, and so
they're in the middle of literally a war.
Yeah.
And he's like, I remember the guy's like, oh, the Arbiter is in combat right now. I will escort you just to the area. I don't think he was going to take him to the Arbiter. They were going to wait for the Arbiter. That's what it seemed like.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we can help.
we can help. And so because they're allies and they're going to help, they're walking through the map, right? And then you see dead bodies, dead elites. And I forgot if it was, I think it's Vale or Tanaka. I forgot if it was Vale or Tanaka, but she says a prayer in Sangili, or I don't know what the language is. I guess it's Sangili. Like she says a prayer, and it's like, they're like, what is that?
Dead elites ahead. Looks like they're with the swords of Sanghelios.
Shi'unse Rema'u. Shi'unse Wute Hade.
What's that, Vale?
Sangili burial prayer. A warrior at birth, a warrior in death.
And she respects their culture a lot. And like during another mission, she tells them like, they believe in the importance of raising their children. They're young, and they believe in their honor and this and that. And she's like, they're really not much different from us. You know what I mean? Like, and it's true. And I think that's why people they represent that old honor culture. They're a lot like samurais. Like where they're just really about their duty and their loyalty.
Spartans and that's what I'm saying. Like the ancient civilizations. Like, some of them, anyways.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but that's what they remind me of.
Wonderful. I think they did a wonderful job. And honestly, like I was disappointed that we're only there for like 3 or 4 minutes. It was actually a good chunk, but still, I was like, man, I'd rather just be there the whole time. Fuck the rest of the story. Yeah, and overall, like attention to small details, not only there but everywhere. You hear the grunt saying, like always saying little dumb stuff, walking around. Genesis was also really well done, which is the planet where Chief goes with Blue Team, and it's like a lush planet mixed with Forerunner. So it looks really beautiful. So I thought they did a great job with that. But any other good things you want to throw in?
I didn't hate Locke.
Yeah.
Everyone, kind of went in like they weren't gonna like Locke. He's the new guy coming in.
Yes.
Like, and obviously Osiris team is there to kind of kind of not necessarily push out Blue Team and Chief, but that's what it seems like they're trying to do with that team.
I agree.
Obviously there's gonna be some hostility towards that.
Yeah.
But I didn't absolutely hate Locke.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like I didn't love Locke because he's a plain character too. There's nothing to him. He's a soldier following orders. Period. You know, they could have done that better where they could have shown some inner conflict with him.
Yeah, and it's one of those things like I don't understand why so many games never put a character like Buck as the main character. I know they can't. It just I don't know why they can't. I just know they can't. Does that make any sense?
You know, and I don't know why they can't. You know what I mean?
Know what I mean? Like a character like him and even Frederick.
Yeah.
But you know he's going against Chief, so he can't say anything.
Fred. Yeah.
He can't say anything.
Yeah.
But both of those characters are like anything that was going on, all the orders they were following, they seemed like they were like, should we be doing this though?
Yeah.
Should we?
like the little sarcasm. Yeah. Like, all right, I mean, if you want to do it, we'll do it.
But,
you know,
like, are you sure?
Like you're the leader, but that sounds stupid to me.
Exactly. Yeah. Like Frederick didn't say it. He wasn't as sarcastic because obviously he can't be.
Yeah, I mean they're friends from childhood. You know, it's like they're family. So
Buck obviously doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
like he was just fine with like saying whatever was on his mind.
Yeah.
Granted, he still followed the orders 100%.
Yeah,
for the most part.
He still had honor in his duty or whatever. But yeah, I didn't hate Locke, and part of the reason was the reason that you were gonna hate him in the first place was because the campaign was setting it up. The trailers, the advertisement campaign was setting it up for you to hate him and for them to be antagonistic toward each other. But when you're actually in the game, Locke is super fucking respectful to Chief. He calls him sir, and he's like, please, sir. Like, you know what I mean?
Chief! Chief, please, wait. Cortana.
She's dangerous. I know.
You don't have to do this alone. We're here to help you.
I mean, Chief is also being respectful in a like in a non-respectful way. You know what that makes any sense?
Yeah.
Like he's just like, I cannot listen to you.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, bro, but.
Yeah, he's just like, no, we got a job to do.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, we're gonna take care of Cortana. That's when he was like, what? Like, what'd you say?
Excuse me, sir?
Cortana's our concern now, sir.
Like hell she is.
That's the moment when Locke knew he fucked up.
I didn't like that fight that much.
Uh-huh.
It was very, what is it, anticlimactic?
And that's the only fight they have throughout the whole game. Which I guess we can lead into the bad.
Wait, before we get into the bad, why didn't Osiris team do anything? They were just, I mean, I get that they're respecting Master. I understand that. Yeah. But Locke was obviously getting his shit pushed in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it would have been better if he kicked everyone's ass, you know? Not like, they're just like, I was trying to understand, like, okay, the platform wasn't that far away.
Yeah.
You know, it did move closer, and that's when they got off.
They are Spartans.
They do have jetpacks. You know what I mean?
Why didn't they jump over there and try to, help him out? Nope.
Yeah, like, I would have liked it if it was like, I don't want to see Chief completely destroy them all.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I did. But like, they could have come in. They were trying to put their things. He knocks most of them off.
Yeah.
And then he gets one of them to put it on lock, and then and then he jumps up. He jumps away.
Yeah.
Instead of him just kicking the shit out of Locke and then jumping away.
And then them just aiming their BR.
Yeah.
Just like, damn, like, you got fucked. I see. It would have been funny if Buck would have been like, damn, he messed you up, and it's just like, yeah, thanks for the help. Like. Just like, oh, it was a really far jump,
That's the thing, it wasn't.
Yeah,
I think the platform, because Locke was there. Locke jumped.
Yeah.
That's something that I was just like, or at least have them all fight each other. God.
I know, and then it's funny because that happens right about this middle of the game. And even before that, it happens in mission 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so at that time,
I don't know what missions are which. I don't.
There's
know.
15 missions, so it happened a third through the game. at that point you're like, oh, that's cool. Like you're anticipating. You're like, damn, I can't wait to see the next time they fight, and that next time never comes. Okay, so let's jump into the bad. All right, number one thing for me is Blue Team is comically just underdeveloped.
It's so funny that it isn't funny.
Yeah, it's just like I can't believe what the fuck they did with Blue Team.
Yeah, because it just makes it so much more obvious that they're trying to push Blue Team and Chief away.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, they're trying to get you completely away from the Spartan 2s.
Yeah, they want you to love these new characters.
Yeah, because
like,
for, you know, we were talking about in the good how Buck, you know, his conversations with his girlfriend with was it Tanaka? Who was it with?
I think he was talking to Tanaka.
Okay, yeah.
And she was asking him about like his girlfriend.
Yeah. So, you know, they have that, and then on the other side, crickets.
Nothing.
Crickets.
You have nothing but just like combat in game. Like, oh, he's on the left. Like, you know,
which is, you know, I understand they're veterans, you know, and you know, like the more like, I mean, it is a bad. But at the same time, it makes sense why it's there. You know, these are the Spartans. They're the ones that got kidnapped. They're the ones probably the most scarred out of any of them.
Yeah, they're broken human beings.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. I understand. Like, there's the whole like whenever someone tries to talk, like, or even just within themselves, when one of them asks Chief a question, it's just like 5-second look, 2-word answer.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
And look, yeah, like you said, I understand that's how they are, but. They're with each other, like there's
thank you, exactly. That's what I was gonna bring up. They're pretty much AWOL. Yeah, they are AWOL, right? Is that what they are?
I mean, that's another part of the bad that we can jump into. It's just like, yeah, they are, but they aren't really.
You know they aren't really, but they are. For the first time probably ever thinking for themselves.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? I mean, granted, they always think for themselves, but what I mean is like they're not
taking orders. You know, they're
doing from Chief.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know, even within themselves, there's nothing at all.
Yeah,
and you would think that getting them by themselves finally, maybe, you know.
Well, see, and that's the thing is just like you're saying. Like I can understand Chief when he's with people he doesn't know, and like he's trying to be that hero. Like he's trying to be that stoic, doesn't say anything, and just like a symbol of hope. But like when you're with the people that you grew up with, like these are your brothers. Yeah,
it didn't have to be a lot.
There only had to be like 2 or 3 scenes. That's it.
Like,
yeah,
just be able to talk to each other.
Yeah,
like, but
yeah.
I mean, you know, maybe that's how they want to. Like I said, they obviously are trying to get rid of these characters. It seems. That's what it seems like. It seems like they're just trying to just push them out.
Yeah, like they're only here because they need to be here.
Because it's Halo.
Because it's Halo, and you need.
It's basically the game is called Master Chief.
Yeah,
you know, like the first 4 were Master Chief. That's what they're called. You know.
Yeah.
This one they're trying to make it. They're trying to expand it, but unfortunately they're trying to push these guys out.
Yeah, which is part of what it is. Like because that has to happen. Like Chief has to end because if you just keep him going forever. There's too much story about Chief where at some point you just start feeling bad for him, and like you're just like, man, fuck, how can he just do like 10,000 missions in a row? You know, like you want it to end for him, but you don't want him to leave you at the same time. But it was just sad to me what they did with them because there could have been just one scene like they're fucking running through the forest or something. It's like, you remember that time we stole the bread?
It didn't have to be anything like that. Yeah. I was thinking like it just been like. You know, them just talking about what's going on. It doesn't have to be them reminiscing.
Yeah.
Just talking about how they feel about what's going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I think that would have been too much against how they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it would have been more like really nice to like maybe even just get Chief to say something about how he feels about like, you know, like maybe tell them about like I see Cortana, like, you know what I mean? Because he did say it, but he said it in a very like
just military.
Yeah, I wish he could have like just broken down for a second, say it like and then got whoa, you know?
Yeah.
And then regain his composure or whatever, you know?
And like you said, it's conflicting because you mentioned before, like that's just who Chief is, like. But at the same time, you're telling a story. It's like, can we have Chief grow a little bit? Can this something happen? No, no. And then part of that is like the other thing that bothered me with Chief, since we're on this topic, was I think his stoicness is becoming a weakness in the story.
In the story, okay.
Because like it's at some points I'm fucking yelling at the screen like, just tell them how you fucking feel. like stop looking at people for fucking 5 seconds and not saying shit. Like Jesus Christ,
just give them I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm bad. You know, give him something.
Say fucking something, Chief. Jesus. And the thing is,
he ignores anything that has to do with feelings.
Yeah.
100%.
And
which, like we say, is his character.
That's who he is. But as a story, it used to work because he was with Cortana. In part 1 and 2, in Combat Evolved in 2, he was with Cortana, and so she was the color commentator. You know, like, and then he was like the stiff guy, you know, like she was the comedy, and then he was just kind of like, ha, you know, like
no, he wasn't even ha. He was just like,
yeah, no, like she would say stupid stuff, just like we had to do, you know, we had to go in quietly. He's like, yeah, I don't know how to do stuff quietly, you know, like
Make that 4 kills. Sleep well?
No thanks to your driving, yes.
So you did miss me. Yank me.
Good luck, Master Chief.
Your architecture isn't much different from the Autumn's.
Don't get any funny ideas.
I know what you're thinking, and it's crazy.
So, stay here.
Unfortunately for us both, I like crazy.
Oh my god, when they first came in, when their first scene with Blue Team, they just shoot the thing and just stand there.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Like, you know who we are.
Yeah, like, so like, imagine having Cortana in that scene. She's just like, yeah, we're here to fuck shit up. Like, everybody get out the way. You know what I mean? Like, it worked before, and then in part 3, when he didn't have Cortana, it still worked because you had Johnson with you, you had Arbiter with you. So there was a different dynamic going on there.
And the Arbiter is like a stoic person that can talk about his feelings. Kind of, like, I don't know.
He always says stuff like, just, you know, he says the most epic, poetic stuff. He's just, Arbiter's amazing. He's a poet, I'm telling you.
You know where we are?
The mausoleum of the Arbiter.
Quite so. Here rests the vanguard of the great journey. Every Arbiter from first to last. Each one created and consumed in times of extraordinary crisis.
The taming of the Hunters, the Grunt Rebellion. Were it not for the Arbiters, the Covenant would have broken long ago.
Even on my knees, I do not belong in their presence.
Things look different without the Prophet's lies clouding my vision. I would like to see our own world, to know that it is safe.
Fear not, for we have made it so.
By your word, Arbiter.
Take us home.
But yeah, with Chief, I think it's a weakness now because it's just like, dude, say something, please. Like, and it bothered. I thought that was it bothered me how much he didn't show any emotion. Like,
Link doesn't talk at all, but he gives us all the emotion we need. You know?
Yeah, he didn't show any, and part of it is because we can't see his face, you know. But like,
which is fine.
There's times where you see him like tilt his head, and you imagine that in his head, in his face, he's like angry or he's sad or something, but you just see a helmet. You know what I mean? And part of that's good, part of it's bad. And and this game in particular, it just felt like, come on, bro, like, Cortana loves you. And then he turned on Cortana so fast, he was in a fucking blink of an eye. He just saw her once, and then that was it. He was just like, yeah. Next scene, he sees Locke. He's like, yeah, Cortana's bad. Like, she's like, what the fuck? Like, all
right. I think that's part of the ugly. You're getting a little bit into the
ugly. He had no conflict over it. He didn't conflict. Yes. No conflict.
Yes. So before we get into more of that, let's just finish off the bad.
Okay. So Arbiter is criminally underused. Mm-hmm. Again, I don't understand why even have him in the fucking game if
the advertisement for him looks so cool. Like, I thought he was gonna be like not a huge part, but have more involved.
I thought he was gonna have some missions with Locke. See, before we knew that there was gonna be,
that would have been cool.
That would have been awesome.
Because I love just the beginning when the Arbiter comes into the tent
Yeah.
Right before Cortana interrupts them, and like. You know, he's kind of like sarcastically talking to him about like, oh, you're here now, like, you know.
Yeah, motherfucker,
you're on the team. They're trying to kill me, or whatever.
Yeah.
That little thing between them was really cool because they respected each other extremely. Like they just respected each other. You know what I mean? Granted, he was disrespecting them, you know, but that sometimes shows that you know he respects them. I don't know.
He definitely shows respect to him later on. And I think they do have mission together, but they're not really together. You only have like a little bit, like you can't play as Arbiter, and you only see him in some parts of the missions. And when he is there, he's fucking destroying every fucking thing. If you do it on Legendary, by the way, just stand back and let because the Arbiter can't die in the mission. Like
pro strats, right?
Yeah, pro strats. Just stand back and let Arbiter fuck everything up because he doesn't die no matter how many times they shoot him. It's like a legendary. It's like Battlefront when Vader comes in. It's just like he's just chopping people apart, and that's it. And what's the whole point of the whole Sangelios thing? Is just that there's a guardian on the planet, and so they need to find that guardian so they can find Chief. They could have done that on any planet, you know what I mean? But it just so happened to be where the elites are, which is fine if they would have fucking used them more. In conjunction with that, the fact that they killed Jewel and Dama in the first mission, to me, was the dumbest fucking thing they did in the story.
So before we go on, before this, I didn't know who he was.
Okay.
I knew, I remember his name. I didn't remember who he was or why he was so important.
Yeah. Okay.
And before I'm interrupting you, but so if people don't know, that first mission, the very first mission.
Yeah.
I'm just like, who is this nobody?
Yeah.
Just got fucking pushed, like, just got his teeth pushed in.
Yeah, like, he's being pounded over here by Locke. This guy, is this, like, on easy? Yeah, like, what is this guy?
Who is this? Like, obviously this guy doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then Mike was reminded me, oh yeah, no, that's the leader of the Covenant.
Yeah. Like, what?
The Covenant, the people Master Chief fought.
Yeah, the Covenant, the reformed Covenant. Yes,
the really strong people, the one that the Arbiter's fighting.
Dumb dudes, them dudes.
Them guy, like.
Yeah, and so
that's him.
So
He's dead?
Dude, I absolutely hated that. Now, of course, like you said, you didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of those things. Like, if you saw Spartan Ops. And if you know some of the other lore, but in particular Spartan Ops, a lot of people did play Spartan Ops, which is on Halo 4. It was their episodic, thing where it was kind of like a replacement for Firefight, but it had a full story, full hour cutscenes, and Joel M. Dama was the main villain there, and he is the leader of the Covenant.
It's like what they did with Batman, the Dark Knight. How Scarecrow was the base. Well, it was Ra's al Ghul was the main guy of the first movie. Yeah. But, Scarecrow was a big part of the first fucking, the first movie, Batman Begins. And then in the Dark Knight, he gets, first 5 minutes, he's already like, all right, I guess he wasn't anyone important.
Yeah, he just pummels him like it's nothing. Just takes on his whole,
it's just like, oh, okay.
I guess, and then, so what does that do? That tells you that Batman's on a whole nother level now. Like,
yes, but it's Batman, If it was Chief that went to rescue Halsey.
Exactly.
But, it wasn't Chief. No, nothing against Locke, but,
Now, see, and yet again, it's another device that they do is because it's like, whoa, he messed up Joel and Dama and this whole crew, then he must be a beast. Mm-hmm. So it's used as a plot device to enhance. But it was done poorly
because that could be done. That could have been used very well towards Locke.
Exactly. So see, to me, what would have been better would have been he goes in, he fights Ndama, but Ndama escapes, but he still saves Halsey. 5 missions later, on Sangelios, then you fight him again, and then you fucking.
And you only kill him because the Arbiter weakened him.
Exactly. There you go.
And then the Arbiter gets mad at you because you killed who he wanted to kill.
He wanted to kill him.
It goes more. They could have gotten a lot more.
Tell me that wouldn't have been better, guys. Please tell me that's not a better scenario.
Yeah. So like we said, we did the good, and we're doing the bad now. But let's get into it. The game was a letdown. That was a big bad. Yeah. It wasn't an ugly because it wasn't horrible.
Yeah.
It was just a big letdown.
Yeah, it was. All
right, so we talked about it this next topic a little bit earlier about how the AI is kind of like turning on the creator.
Yeah, it was in a good way.
Yeah, but we've seen that in so many things.
Yeah,
so it's also a bad.
It's also a bad thing because it's so cliche, like including like movies and video games. You've seen it in Terminator.
Recently, fucking what was it? Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron. There you go. Mass Effect 3. Well, Mass Effect the series, like Mass Effect. You know, you just seen it in
iRobot.
Yeah, iRobot. The Matrix.
Yeah, the Matrix. Yeah,
the Matrix. And like you, it's such a common theme that even though it felt natural in this universe, it's just like, really, are we really going there? And especially in that last scene, where Cortana is like taking over, or she didn't take over the Infinity, but she got on the Infinity, and all the AIs are taking over all the ships and stuff, and they're like, oh, Mayday, Mayday, or whatever, and then like losing control of everything. It just felt like Terminator 3. And like Skynet.
Hello, this is Private Dugan. Everything's going dark. Mayday, Mayday. Corporal Neutral.
Captain Lasky, distress calls, all channels.
It's Cortana?
Her and the other AIs are shutting down everything from Earth to the outer colonies.
Roland?
Found you. Hide and seek's over, Infinity.
I never saw it going that way.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was gonna do that. Obviously, like it would have been nice, maybe, or maybe not nice, but it would have been a little bit also cliche, honestly. But if we went back to the point where Master Chief was bad instead.
Yeah, and that would have been better. I mean, it would have been too obvious, I guess, because that's what the whole ad campaign was kind of leading toward. But still, it still would have surprised people just to see him that way.
Yeah, like it felt like their ad campaign was too much more of like, it was like trying to just direct us away from thinking about Cortana as the bad guy.
Yeah.
But it was very misleading, like in a bad way.
Yeah, like they went too far with it. I mean,
and we'll definitely talk about the ads a little bit later.
Yeah, and by the way, like the ads were great. That's the thing. That's the thing about it. It's just like they were so good that's why you got to thinking that. So yeah, it felt like Skynet. Like it felt like Terminator 3, and like honestly, with Mass Effect, the stories are so similar to each other to begin with. Just another thing that makes it so similar, it just completes like, all right, we need to separate these stories from each other, even though Halo came before Mass Effect, you know what I mean? But Mass Effect already finished his story, whereas Halo is still going on.
Halo won't die.
Halo won't die.
Whoa, and then we have Mass Effect Andromeda coming out too.
Yeah, but that's supposed to take place in a different galaxy altogether, which is cool. So maybe that's what Halo should have done, you know, like.
So Destiny, yeah, like they should have done Destiny good, story wise.
Yeah, so it does. I didn't like that aspect of it, and I don't know. I mean, I guess in the end it'll be fine because it does feel natural in the universe. But just sitting through the game, I was like, "Fuck, man, that's not good." Like,
they got lazy.
Yeah, I was like, they could have done so many. They have so much lore there. It could have been more about the Forerunners, exploring their culture even more. They already
could have just been Chief being the bad guy, hunting them down.
Didn't I just say that? Like the Chief. Yeah.
It could have been like, what was it, like how Captain America was in the Avengers, finding out all this bad, or like Osiris team finding out all this bad stuff about like the Infinity.
Yeah.
You know, or making the Infinity kind of like the corrupt thing, which is also, I guess, a cliche.
Yeah.
Everything's a cliche, actually.
Yeah. Everything in the whole. I mean, the universe in itself is a cliche. It's the common tale being retold, you know. But just recently with the AI stuff, yeah, it's too much, too much. Or are we doing the ugly? Should we do the ugly?
I think we should do the ugly.
All right, the first ugly is Cortana.
Yeah, Mike didn't like the way she looked. She did look different. I mean, but then you were saying that no one liked her, so I was like, okay.
Hello, John. It's good to see you.
You've changed.
I wasn't as You know, I didn't care about it as much.
I guess because I was in love with her.
Yeah,
in Halo
exactly.
4 and Halo 4. I don't know. Look, she looked different. She didn't. I think they clearly made her look worse, just so that you wouldn't connect to her right away. You're like, what the hell is this? It's different. Anyways, that's just a joke. This is okay. Yeah.
The real ugly.
So the ugly.
Campaign. I mean, the ad campaign.
Okay, to me, this is the ugly of this whole thing. Was the game in itself? I don't think it's bad. I think it's actually really good. But
it's not the game
we expected.
Yes.
The expectations were different than what we got.
And I'm gonna bring this up because I always talk about Destiny in every commentary we do.
Okay.
I wasn't on board for the Destiny hype.
Yeah.
Until I saw that it was like Borderlands.
Yeah.
That was already like
late.
A month before it came out. You know?
Yeah.
I've been following the Halo Hunt the Truth. Hunt this, and it's like.
Yeah.
Destiny was not whatever. It wasn't what it was promised. I didn't know that. I played it. I loved it.
Yeah.
I played this after the hype. I'm like, where's? Okay, so
where's this so-called hunt? Where's the hunt?
It seems to me, it would have from watching the advertisement. Granted, I mean it's an advertisement. Maybe I overanalyzed.
Yeah.
But you know, it seemed like it was this, like Master Chief had been gone a while. You know.
Yeah.
What I mean? That's what it seemed like. But
it seemed like he was AWOL already. Yeah.
But no, it seems like no, guys, you got it wrong. Master Chief is just going on a mission. It's like 2 days.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like that doesn't seem right.
Things were happening too fast. There was too many plot points for me. There was too many characters. But the advertisement campaign is what killed it for me. And I look, okay. It's not like we have to take these teasers at face value. But at what point do they stop being teasers? You know what I mean? Like the teaser was the first one. So basically, like every fucking, except for the last trailer, every single one was a teaser because none of it was in the game. You know, like none of it was in the game. And to me, it was a blatant campaign to mislead you to tell a different story. And I think what happened. So I'm gonna go on like a 5-minute rant. Do you have anything to say right now? Because
just that, I mean, it made it seem like Master Chief had gone completely bad, and then like. But within the span of 2 days, watching the teasers, like the whole world turned on him within 2 days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or the whole world has turned on him and look at him bad kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, so they were mad at him for 2 days?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and then it was all good.
And then it was all good because he goes back with Locke. I'm like,
yeah. Okay, that's cool. So here's my conspiracy theory, guys, and my sources are none. Like
my sources are
my mind. I have no sources.
One of my greatest. I think it was. I forgot why I was looking something up, but someone in the comments had wrote in like an answer for like Yahoo Answers, and for sources like, dude, trust me. That was his source. Like,
dude, I love that. Dude, just trust me. This is it.
This is all conspiracy theories.
Okay,
dude, just trust me.
Here's the conspiracy theory. Here's what I think. Halo 5, Halo 4, Halo was originally the new trilogy, the Reclaimer trilogy. That's when they first announced Halo 4. It was gonna be a trilogy, right? And then Halo 4 released a couple years later. They're like, "Oh no, it's not a trilogy anymore. It's a saga. We're gonna make it a full saga." What does that mean? There's not only gonna be Halo 6. It's not gonna end at Halo 6, or at least they're gonna do a bunch of games in between before they do Halo 6. And what they decided was Xbox was doing terrible. Xbox has no fucking first-party exclusives to speak of. You have Forza, that's a niche game. Gears of War had no studio at the time.
Sunset Overdrive was also a niche game.
Yeah, niche game. I wouldn't call it a failure. Just it's a good game. It didn't hit the critical mass. And that's it. What do you Fable
Collection garbage?
Yeah, so before they did Master Chief Collection, I think they're sitting around saying like, man, we don't have shit. You know.
You know, just how long after Halo 4 did Destiny come out? Like. Destiny was a hit no matter how bad people say it was. You know, it's making them money. Yeah. You know? So when did they Microsoft was like, okay, we got a 10-year plan now, you know?
Yeah. No, we're good. Yeah, we're doing the same.
We're doing the same, you know?
Yeah. And I don't blame them. And here at the end of the day, this is the point of the whole conspiracy is Look, Halo 4 came out in 2012. Halo 5 was supposed to come out in 2014, 2 years later. And for some reason they kicked it back, and then they also, I think, rushed Master Chief Collection. I think that's obvious that they did that.
What would give you that idea?
Yeah, they and I think what happened was Microsoft told them, "Look, we need you to make a killer fucking app. We need you to remake this engine for the last time." Because if you think about it,
well, that's why they built the whole studio.
Yeah, but they didn't accomplish that with 4. It wasn't the killer app that they needed. And personally, I think that Halo 5 is that killer app. Their engine is amazing.
It's the groundwork for that.
Yeah, dude, it's like fine. The story isn't the greatest thing in the world. It was a little bit of a letdown. But the multiplayer is godlike. The mission design is excellent. Everything.
Let's just get like the bare bones are amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Like, I don't care what you say about Destiny. The bare bones for that game, the gunplay, the movement, godlike.
It's amazing.
Halo 5, different, still very similar in some aspects, but godlike. They're godlike. They're extremely well made. Just down to the gun.
The framework, yeah. You have your framework down, and then you can build shit around it. Now that's what I think is gonna happen. And see, what I think is gonna happen is they're gonna start releasing these Halos every 2 years, if not every year. It's kind of like Call of Duty. You have your engine. They've been using the same engine since 2007. Why? Because that engine is so fucking addicting and fun. Why do you need to change it if it's not broken? Now, the problem with the old Halo engine is that it was behind all the Call of Duty and new engines. Not behind, but just different, and the people just didn't like it as much anymore. That's just the truth. Hardcore Halo fans, I still love playing Halo 3, but when you go back to it, you feel so fucking slow. Like, I mean, you really do.
I was playing multiplayer Halo 5. I play a lot of Destiny, obviously.
Yeah.
I was like, why can't I double jump? Like, I just want to be able to double jump. You
Yeah.
know? Like, that's all I want right now, you know? Just as it moves up your speed, it makes the speed of the game ridiculous.
Yeah, and you get used to those things. This same thing, I went back to play Titanfall just to play it, and you can't slide in Titanfall.
Right? I was like, I swear to God, you could slide.
I know, I swear I thought you could fucking slide, and you can't slide.
Like, I do that in, like... I'm so mad Black Ops 2 doesn't have it.
Yeah.
Because whenever I go, I'm trying to slide and I dolphin dive.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell did I just do? You know, all these games, like, that's a must.
Yeah.
Double jump is a must. Granted, they have the boost now in Halo 5.
Yeah, but, like, that's what I'm saying. These things become, like, they evolve. The shooter has evolved from what it was. You know, Halo Combat Evolved was an evolution of the old school Doom and those era, you know, and
Which
Quake.
is crazy because those games were extremely fast compared to Halo.
Yeah, they were fast, but I mean, like, it's still like they were just faster because they're on PC, I think. But not, you know what I mean? As pure speed, they were faster. But the whole point was like Halo for consoles. That was just that's what it was.
I guess you're right. It's a console. You know,
console
it's completely
thing.
Different.
Yeah,
because you know, PC games are on a different level, basically.
Yeah, true. So back to the conspiracy theory is. You know, I think that they changed the story. That's the main crust of it is like they needed to make a killer app, and part of that killer app, at least for campaigning, for everything else, is to do co-op. You know, because that's what everywhere is going now. Black Ops 3 is all co-op. You know, that's everything. That's the next level of things that they want to do, and that for one, that hinders the story because you can't have any mission where Chief is on his own because then it doesn't make sense in the context of the story. Where it's like, what the fuck? Like, you know, like, why did I have Linda, Fred, and Kelly and now I don't? You know, like, that's one thing. And then they had to change the story because I think that they had to set up the saga. So they sacrificed this story, this game. This game is basically a setup for 5 other games.
But you know what, though? Like, this is part of the story. Because I think we've pretty much covered most of the ugly that we think. But multiplayer is fun.
Multiplayer is amazing.
Feels great.
Yeah.
60 frames is awesome.
Yeah.
I still like 30 frames. I don't know. In Destiny, it works perfectly for 30 frames. I can't imagine it 60 frames, but if it were to change, it would probably feel just as good.
It would feel better.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, exactly. It would feel like it would feel just as good as like how Halo's feeling.
I mean, it's just, you know, Bungie is so good that they optimize their game so good for 30. You know, like little off topic, but just to show how good Bungie is at these little details. There's literally only one game on the 360 that runs better on disc than it does installed, and that's Halo 3. And that's because they designed it that way. And then, because after they came out, after Halo 3 came out, they introduced the whole, like, you can install your game onto your hard drive and then run it off your hard drive and it plays better. Well, it actually plays better on disc for Halo 3 because Bungie completely optimized it like that.
So, multiplayer is fun. People are going to... Who cares about... I mean, granted, story-based games are awesome.
Yeah.
But most games are moving to multiplayer. Fallout 4 is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
But, you know... Why play by myself when I could be playing with my friends?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
True.
Warzone. I know a lot of people probably don't like it.
Yeah.
If you, I didn't understand MOBAs.
Yeah.
I think I understand them a little bit better now.
Yeah.
Because it isn't a MOBA, but it's what I imagine MOBAs are like.
Yeah. No, and people actually really do love Warzone.
Okay.
And I think it's been really popular as far as like reviews go, and just what I've heard from people. Like, man, this shit's really fun. And it's just like, it is fun.
It's 24 people.
Yeah.
Awesome. A lot. It doesn't seem hectic like the fake hectic you get from Titanfall because of all the AI.
Yeah.
It feels like there's enough AI, but there's also enough human contact, but it isn't too overwhelming.
Yeah.
And then I love the enemies coming in and like you see blue, you see red, all going to it, and you're like, all right, well, we want to kill that shit.
Yeah.
So we need to kill you and that shit, you know?
We'll kill you first while you kill it. Yeah. No, it's an excellent game type, and it's really good, and they promoted it really good. So all in all, the game is great, and it just comes down to the story. And it comes down to the story, and like I said, that's my theory is somewhere last year they decided like, we're going to have to start pumping out these Halos. We have to take advantage. This is the only franchise we have right now that really means anything to anybody. And like we're pumping out one every 3 years, where every other big franchise pumps shit out.
I mean, like it sucks, but I think they're like really looking at Bungie now, you know, like
and they're like that's the plan, you know what I mean? And we know for a fact, we know that Bungie changed their story 6 months before Destiny came out. There's no reason to believe that 343 didn't do the same thing, because it seems like that's what they did. Even in the Halo 2 anniversary epilogue and prologue, both of those were supposed to be like Halo 5, telling story about the Halo 5. Those were just teasers too. Those are not canon. They did not happen. Because in those teasers, in that epilogue and prologue, Locke meets Arbiter for the first time.
That's the thing that bothered me. Like, it seems like it's been so long since anyone has seen Chief.
Yeah.
When it literally seems like a couple of, like, most 2 days. Like, I've been saying 2 days. Like, it doesn't feel like very long.
No, like, in the game, it's like a day. In game, it's honestly, like, it's not even like it's like the same day.
Yeah, like, they kind of have that same part, but they completely changed it. Because, you know, he's the greatest of your clan.
Yeah.
Of your clan. He says that in the tent when they first meet.
Yeah.
But it's completely different from when you see the golden Arbiter.
Exactly. And so it's exactly what Javi's saying, and I completely agree, which is in the original campaign it seemed like he had gone AWOL for like 6 months, and he's trying to hunt him down.
And Chief is trying to hunt down whatever's left of Cortana.
Exactly. And in the actual game, everything happens in the span of a fucking 24 hours.
Yeah.
24 hours in the...
What is it, Men in Black movie? All of them take place in one day.
Yeah. And it just didn't work for me for Halo 5. I think.
But you know, you saw the Taken King and how much Bungie had improved.
Yeah.
You know, and hopefully Destiny 2 will be, you know, they have everything laid out now. So they'll be done. Yeah. I want to say Halo's doing the same thing now.
And don't get me wrong, one cutscene of Halo has more story than all of fucking Destiny. They have a lot of story. The problem is they have too much story. This is the best example for me is like, you know, Cortana, she comes back to life through the domain. What the fuck is the domain? And now if you know the lore, you know what it is.
Yes, but I don't know the lore.
Exactly, and she says it, and Halsey says it. She's like, it's an ancient Super
I don't
Network.
get what she means.
Yeah, like, she's like, it's an ancient forerunner
like,
Super Network.
It's that, you know.
She says
about it yesterday.
Yeah,
I don't know.
She said it in one comment, and like, and then they mention in the rest of the game, like the domain, and you're like, what the fuck are they talking about? Like, you know, like, what are you talking about? I'm so confused. Now, I read about this stuff because I love Halo, so I know what the domain is, so I understand what's going on, but I can just imagine somebody who's just plays the game.
Yeah, that's how I am for you about Destiny.
Yeah, like,
I'm reading all. Granted, like I said, one cutscene in Halo does have more than the whole game.
Yeah.
But you know,
yeah,
like, they do have a story. It's just they don't know where to put it in the game.
Yeah. So it's, I don't know. To me, they had too much stuff going on. They're expecting you to know the lore, which is so ironic to me because they put so much shit in there that nobody understood it who doesn't know the lore, and the people who do know the lore felt cheated because like, why didn't they have this? Why didn't they have that? You know, like,
you couldn't get it right.
Yeah, like, so I mean, they're in a lose-lose situation.
It's like a movie based off a book.
Yeah, like, you're never gonna get it right. There's always
like
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Game of Thrones. Yeah, just like I'm just saying, like, you know, the people that have never read the book and watched one of the movies are like, okay, well, so why the fuck?
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, I know why that's there, but where's the fuck is this?
Yeah, like, where did that go? Yeah, exactly. So I think they messed that up, and I think at the end of the day,
and they should have had Fall of Reach for everyone, not just limited.
Yeah, because that's really important to understand Blue Team. Really, really important, and you're not gonna get to watch it unless you had limited or collectors. And I saw the first episode, and it's good. I mean, the animation is not the greatest, but the story is
not the point of it.
Yeah, no, the story is exactly what you expect it to be from the book. It's good. So yeah, I think in my final opinion, I would say that the story is not bad. It's just a letdown because they grew your expectations to be something different. And on top of that, I think
it's so funny that like you're saying that. It's just like I'm just reading. I'm just remembering all the comments for Destiny and Bungie.
Yeah.
It's just like, God, 343. Like, you're not supposed to follow them exactly.
You're supposed to not do that. 343. You did everything right except
what was it that fucking Obi-Wan said to Anakin?
What?
Like when I think it was at the end of the third one. Remember, he's like, you were supposed to. Oh, what does he say? I forgot his quote, but that's what it is.
You're supposed to be the chosen one.
Exactly.
Near tears.
Like we're gonna need to put, you know, Bungie or someone or Microsoft with 343's face.
Yeah.
As Anakin.
Yeah, just that'd be fucking hilarious.
You're supposed to get it right. We need to cut that out and do the video first.
You were the chosen one. It was said that you would destroy the Sith, not join them. Bring balance to the Force, not leave it in darkness.
But yeah, I just think, final thoughts, I think when they do these, I think the games need to be self-sustaining. I don't think that you should have to know the rest of the lore to be in the know. Like you should just you should understand the story in itself, which you understood in Halo 1 and Halo 2 and Halo 3.
Yeah, and even Halo 2 was supposed to be all of what 3 is as well, you know.
Yeah.
But they were able to make it. Granted, people were kind of mad about the
cliffhanger ending.
Still, it was.
Yeah. That's the one thing we didn't talk about with cliffhanger ending in this one. Whatever. It's part 2, you know,
we knew. I mean,
it's like, come on, like, yes, it's not the end of a thing. You know, like,
I think we didn't mention it at all because it's like,
of course, it's a cliffhanger.
Even with the teasers, you're like, it's gonna stop somewhere, and we're gonna have to pick up again.
Come on, it has to be a cliffhanger, guys. Like, you can't be angry about that.
You can. They'll find a way.
But yeah, do you agree with that? My final thoughts was just like, I think that the story needs to be.
It's a letdown.
But I think it needs to be self-sustaining.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like I think that you should be able to understand it without the lore. Or do you think it's cool that you need to know the lore?
No, I guess I'm a little bit of both because, for example, like, I'm not as big into Halo as you are. Yeah. But I'm sure I would want to get into it, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm doing what you do, like how you are with the lore with that. I'm doing that with Destiny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you would love to, when they did a game, you would love for them to throw in the little details. You're like, oh shit, yeah. I don't know. I guess there's a good way to do that. I just think they didn't do it right.
Yeah, but obviously Halo has more because it doesn't even seem like Destiny, even with their lore, it doesn't seem like they know what they're doing with it. At least for Halo, like, it makes sense if you know the lore, kind of.
Yeah, and the lore is so expansive because there's the whole what's going on right now. There's the whole what happened in the Forerunner times, you know, and the Didact and all that, you know.
None of that came up.
Oh, and we didn't mention, that's another part of the bad and the plot that they just left out was that the Didact, what happened to the Didact? Well, if you know the lore, Master Chief killed them after the end of Halo 4, but that was in a comic book. So, but like nobody knows that. You're just like, all right.
And then the Janus key from Spartan Ops.
Yeah, which we said too was just like, where did all this shit go? You know. Anyways, that's what it is. We talked about the story, the good, and bad, and the ugly. What do you guys think? Like we said, the game is actually really fucking good. It's fun.
So we were talking all over the place about it. Overall, I like the game. Stories, like we said, it's okay, but I definitely do like the multiplayer, and I will be playing the multiplayer a lot.
Yeah, the multiplayer is fun as hell. Go check it out. Let us know what you think about the story. We mumbled on now and rattled on for long enough, but we thank you guys for listening, and let us know what you guys think in the comments below. Peace.
And watch the game movie.
Yeah, watch the game movie.
If you're not gonna get the game, at least check it out if you're a Halo fan.
For real.
Because I know some people just will refuse to buy the game
or don't have an Xbox One.
True. Yeah.
All right, guys. Peace.